It's like everybody in the world can see how just stupid America is right now, except for about half of America. What's going on, everybody? I'm Craig. Welcome to the Side Scrolls podcast channel. We are off this week doing our live show, but we'll be back next week. Blabs is out in Japan, but I'm still here making some videos for you guys. Do me a favor, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. We are closing in on 100,000, and I can't wait for you guys to join us. Okay, so Tokyo Game Show has been going on. There's been all sorts of little niblets of information that have come out, but I'll tell you what, over the weekend, we saw a very fascinating conversation happen between the creator of Dragon Quest and a former editor of Dragon Ball, or of a journalist over here with the former editor in charge of Dragon Ball. Now, if this doesn't like give you a window into the mind of just how stupid and insane the video game industry is, I don't know what will. This is crazy. So I want to go over here and check this thing out with you guys. So you can see right here, took place, as it says in the upper corner over here, which I'm blocking. It says interview at Tokyo Game Show 2024. Now, this is not like I said. You may look at this and this looks like something that may have taken place a while ago. Nope, this is just in the last couple of days. So let's check this out. Let's see here, a little pause there to start. I'm going to read this off because they are speaking in Japanese. I'm going to read this along the way. There's a lot of buzz about the cutscenes. It became a topic of discussion because they weren't exactly the same as they were back. Yeah, there were various regulations in place. Dig too much deep. It's simpler about it's simply about the user immersing themselves in the fiction and going on. It's like we talk about this all the time. And by the way, you guys know I can't read, so just roll with this. But we talk about this all the time. These are games. These are meant to be. I mean, I can't get more simple than just saying it's a game. Games are meant to be fun. They're meant to be something you immerse yourself away from real life with. But this is the interviewer here. It's simply about user immersion. Oh, that great question. What is wrong with that? I don't really understand that either. It's a game. It's fiction. It's a virtual experience. So as long as it's enjoyable, I think that's all that matters. Correct. I think she's nailing it right here. I don't see anything wrong with this. Pretty based along the way. By the way, nice outfit. If there's too much exposure, the age rating goes up. Okay, we're starting to get into this now. It means we won't be able to sell the product as an all ages product. Rules vary from country to country. When trying to sell widely, there's an issue to having to comply with the strictest regulations. Okay, we all understand the idea of regulations, right? We get it. We totally understand. And you got to deal with this going from country to country. They all have their different standards along the way. And he's talking about this here. So he said, well, we've never really thought about that in the past, have we? Under the name of compliance. Here it is right here. Under the name of compliance, it's like an absolute god, an evil disguised as good. Man, oh man, what a statement that is. All these rules that are attached to this. Like, I'm not saying that they should have these characters butt-ass naked, right? But at the same time, you see the differences between what they're doing and the compliance that they have to put in, they have to adhere to make sure that they can sell their games in the United States, right? We've seen censorship pretty much ever since the video game industry started. We saw Nintendo remove crosses from earlier, very early Nintendo games, religious stuff. We saw obviously Mortal Kombat. Back in the day, Nintendo didn't want to have blood in their game, which is why the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat sold so much better than the Super Nintendo version, or at least thought of that way. But yeah, he's right. It's like an absolute god, an evil disguised as good. That's right. Just sticking out that chest. Look at how good we are. Look at how moral we are. By the way, we can't tell you what a woman is, which we're going to get to in just a little bit. And he's nailing it right here. Nailing it. There's no such thing as content that doesn't make everyone uncomfortable. And you can flip that statement as well. There's no such thing as content that doesn't make everyone comfortable. Or like nothing is going to appease everybody ever. And it goes back to the statement where if you're making something for everybody, you're making something for nobody. It's such a wise statement. Now this isn't because it's not translated at all. But he continues, because beauty and ugliness, good and evil are different for everyone. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my God, he nails it. There are a few things that absolutely must not be done. As long as you follow those, you're free to do the rest, right? Well, now he doesn't go into what those things may or may not be as far as what might not be done, but obviously, that, and once again, it goes back to the different standards for each country along the way. He's about to just throw dirt on the grave of all this insanity here. You're free to do the rest. He continues. So, well, there's a religious concept from the West, especially in America, that influences their approach to sex education, right? So on the surface, some people would say like this has to be like a very conservative nature along the way, right? The idea of button up, right? Don't show too much skin. Like I understand that. I get it, right? As you know, I totally understand that, right? I get it. But I don't think that's necessarily what he's going to talk about here, based off the next statement here. Their approach to compliance is really narrow-minded. When selling manga in America, everything had to be categorized by age groups, right? And we see this with obviously in video games with the ESRB as well, and movies and everything along the way. That's right. You got age groups, PG-13, or for Shonen Jump manga. They can't be sold unless they're rated for ages 13 and up. Because there's a risk of lawsuits, the company also has to get insurance. Doing business with such a ridiculous country is really frustrating. Oh my gosh, just throw the dirt on top of the business practices of the United States and all the rules associated with all this. It's such a ridiculous company. And they're both just like, yup, absolutely. Because of that, Japan also gets negatively influenced. And here it is right here. In Dragon Quest, you used to be able to choose between a male and a female character, but now you can't choose between a man and a woman anymore. Listen, I'm going to turn the volume up here for a second. Listen to how they just laugh at this insanity. They realize how stupid of a statement this is. Just listen. We have to label them as type 1 and type 2. Listen to laugh. And like everybody there knows how stupid this is. It's so dumb. Oh my gosh. I really wonder who's even complaining about this. Bing, 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 bing. Who is complaining about this? Nobody. Nobody's complaining about it except for the 0.01% with the mental illness who says they're them or they, them, or thinks they're multiple people, who is so insecure with themselves, yet demands that you be secure with them. Does that make any sense to anybody? Absolutely not. Of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. And of course we have some great memes. So let's take a look at some of those. We have this from Manga Lawyer, learning the law over here. It says doing business is such a ridiculous country is really frustrating. Ooh, their approach to compliance is really narrow-minded. Yay! It's like an absolute god and evil disguised as good. Well, there you go. There you go, Suicide Squad. And then of course we have my take on this is he's 100% right. He is this is a religion, but who is their god, right? And I think their god ultimately is, as pointed out many, many times in the comments below of that thread, is that it's them. This is a narcissistic behavior that it's all about them, all about me, all about everybody look at me. Think about the aspect of the pronoun side of things, right? You will address me this way because me. And this is trickled into video game development. And these guys over here going like, this has never been this way before. And at the end of the day, I think these guys are just normal men who are looking around going like, what the hell's going on, right? And this has been signal boosted considerably higher. Obviously, Elon Musk is seeing this as well. This is insane. Yes, simple response is, welcome to the video game industry, Elon. You found it. Congratulations. So people are starting to realize just how stupid this is. And this is why we fight. The idea that you cannot say you have a woman and a man anymore in video games because of compliance. Because of just how insane things are in the West. Look around. This is dumb. This is ridiculous. And these guys are going to catch backlash for it. Of course they are. But you know what's going to happen? People are going to support the game, right? Because these guys are just looking around. They're going like, what the hell's going on? Just like everybody else. It's insane. Let me know your thoughts about this down below in the comments. Of course, these guys are based, right? These guys are like, what the hell's happening, right? and they're looking around saying, what's going on? I'm sure you are too. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as we close in on 100,000. I may have some more videos coming up later today, definitely throughout the week. So make sure you guys come join me. Go watch another video right here. Go subscribe down here. I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you guys popping in.